Come on, hurry the fuck up and load so I can talk to my stupid son. I hardly ever knew. He grew up 60 years without knowing who his parents were. Actually, no, knowing that his parents were dead. By the way, Shawnee boy, the gun is back.
You know, in all my years, I've never set foot outside the Institute. Not once. Since the day they brought me here. I've never had a reason. But now, this just confirms the truth I've always known. The Commonwealth is dead. There's no future here. The only hope for humanity lies below.
It's not so bad, really. People manage.
Perhaps. But at a cost too great to be worth it. Standing here, I'm reminded of how fortunate I am that I was spared a life in this wasteland. I know that to you, I was kidnapped from that vault. In truth, the Institute rescued me.
They killed
us, really.
Nora.
But why refreeze me?
As a failsafe, of course. I was the perfect candidate. An infant with uncorrupted DNA. But if something were to go wrong, if I died, well, the Institute realized a contingency plan was prudent. Another source of pre-war DNA, preferably related to their primary subject. It only made sense that my parents should fill that role. So you were kept alive and safe within the vault.
Our fucking
I'll
mother.
admit, when I had you released from Vault 111, I had no expectations that you'd survive out here in all this. To not only do so, but manage to find extraordinary.
So it was you. You let me out.
Yes. It was my decision. Certainly it was no longer necessary to keep you suspended. Well, I suppose I wanted to see what would happen. An experiment of sorts. I had no idea what kind of man you were, you see. Would the Commonwealth corrupt you, as it has everything else? Would you even survive? Perhaps most curious to me, would you, after all this time, attempt to find me? And now I know the answer.
That's all this is to you? All I am to you? Just another experiment?
No, that's not all. But still, I'm glad it turned out the way it did. Soon,
Your mother dead?
I hope you'll understand. Everything I've done has been for the future. A future which I hope is not in jeopardy after recent events. Bunker Hill did not go well for us. Would you care to explain what happened?
I have no fucking idea.
We were totally ambushed. They were waiting for us.
You can imagine that I find that very hard to believe, given that all the intelligence leading up to this indicated we'd taken them by surprise. Bunker Hill was to cement your place as a valuable asset to the Institute. It will now only raise suspicions. And to see the Brotherhood of Steel involved in this, they had no way of knowing what was going on. I will refrain from sharing the outcome.
I kind of
with the
fucking
Director
agree with
for
that.
the moment.
I agree with you on that.
Things are already in motion that this would only derail. Speaking of which, it's time for you to become more involved in the future of the Institute. I'd like
This
you
is
to
when I
join
pull
me
out.
inside. The Directorate is meeting.
Actually,
and
hold
you
on,
should
no.
be
This
there.
isn't when I
I'll
pull
be
out.
waiting. I've seen enough. It's time to go back in.
Hostile may still be in area.
Huh. Sarge, come on. So, mankind redefined. Back to the Institute, attend the board meeting. Also, I'm gonna take off the stupid fucking synth armor, except for the helmet. Everything but the helmet I like. Do me. Like I said, temple guard.
Nice work bringing that rogue synth back.
Fuck off.
I can't express how truly humbling it is to stand in your presence.
I'll shoot you. If you ask me, why the fuck are you being so aggressive to everyone? I've lost my sense of compassion for these guys.
Remember to conserve
Shaun.
power at every
Let's get this
opportunity.
directorate meeting over with before we speak further. Well, it's important.
Fine. There. Push my mic. I will shoot you should you piss me off with the same gun that killed Nora. Well, I need my more fancy clothes. Military fatigues. Show my military background.
Good, we're all here. I think it's time we begin.
Sir, excuse me, but what exactly is he doing here?
I will address that issue. But there are other subjects that require
fuck
our
off.
attention first. The level of unrest in the Commonwealth continues to rise, as we're all aware.
What do you do?
Your report.
All Institute facilities remain completely secure with the exception of one notable breach. Otherwise, internally, things are as tight as they've ever been. Dr. Ayo has been keeping an eye on things topside.
Yes, Watchers show no additional threats beyond those previously identified. We're still monitoring the increased activity around Fort Independence, but there are no immediate signs we should be concerned. Boston International Airport remains occupied, with Brotherhood presence noted at several other points throughout the Commonwealth. Intelligence suggests that this railroad continues to operate and is becoming more ambitious. SRB agents are monitoring all known situations, sir.
Very good, thank you. It's clear that our safety needs to be the primary concern going forward. To that end, where are we on Phase 3?
Sir, are you sure this is the time to be discussing it? Given, well, considering all parties present?
Ah, yes, that's true. Have you heard anything about Phase 3?
I don't think so.
It's all right. I wouldn't expect you to have. The project has been classified from the beginning. Power is, as I'm sure you've seen above ground, a very valuable commodity. I'm not talking about some abstract concept of control. I mean real, tangible power. The kind that keeps the lights on. With every advance the Institute makes, our need for raw power increases. Many compromises and sacrifices have been made over the years to allow progress to continue.
Because morality was one of those.
What kind of compromises?
We have at times had to rely on drawing power from above-ground installations. It risks personnel and equipment, but no longer. Phase 3 is simply provide enough power to the Institute now and forever. It will ensure not just that.
I'm not sure what this means.
You'll see in time. I promise you that. The reactor is close to ready, but recent tests have determined we have a few tasks ahead of us. Thus, we come to 3, and to how you will help.
Sir.
Yes, Dr. Ayo. Previously, we would rely on Kellogg for above-ground operations, yes? Well, he is gone. While I'm not overly fond of putting my own father in harm's way, he has proven more than capable of handling himself.
Ruin, I've got a new helmet.
This is not a matter for debate. Now, there is one more subject that requires discussion.
I don't know that this is the time.
Dr. Holdren, it is time. Please, as I'm sure several of you are already aware, I have been under Dr. Volkert's care for some time. I'm sorry, this is difficult for me. Our best efforts have failed. Every experimental treatment we could devise has been unsuccessful. I'm sorry to say I am dying.
What?
Can't be
Please,
serious.
everyone, please. I am sorry. This is not how I wanted to tell you, but we're running out of time.
You're dying?
I'm afraid so. A very aggressive form of cancer. Believe me when I say we've done everything we can. We can talk more later. Right now, the future of the Institute. The Institute cannot survive without leadership. The Directorate must continue to govern with the best interest of all in mind. To that end, I am naming my father as my successor.
Oh, boy.
Wait, what?
You can't be serious!
Really? Seems a poor choice.
How can you possibly justify this? He isn't one of us. He isn't even a scientist.
Ignoring
I agree.
your borderline, insubordinate tone, I will simply say this. The Institute has enough scientists. What it needs is a leader. I believe my father has already proven himself more than capable of regard. This will
Yeah, I
conclude
do
this
lead an
meeting.
army.
Thank you.
X688 sounded very impressed with your work at Libertalia. He doesn't give praise lightly. Well done.
Cool, cool, cool. John, what the fuck do you want?
I had no idea.
I know this is...
I'm sorry, Father. I hope it wasn't too presumptuous of me to put you in charge without even asking first.
I don't know if I'm right for this.
Well, I clearly have faith in you. There's no question that some of the Directorate and the Institute at large will need reassurances about your appointment. That's why I'd like you to take charge of this latest operation. Dr. Fillmore can fill you in on the details. There are hard decisions ahead for all of us.
Tell you to go fuck
But for
yourself.
you especially.
I don't want to lead the
I
Institute.
know that you'll do the right thing.
Oh, trust me, you have no idea. You have no idea what I'm gonna do. Aim. Neat. Let me see. No, thank you. I'll have that one. There we go. Now, I'm gonna go see if I can find X838 or whatever. Nah. Alright, let me see. Synth Retention Bureau.
Greetings, sir.
Okay, where the fuck is my new courser
An honor
friend?
to fight at your side.
From what I hear, that rogue synth at Libertalia was a real menace.
Ready
it's
for
back
the
where it
next
belongs.
mission, sir?
Let's move out.
Right behind you, sir.
Hey,
What do you...
Taking this, hold on. Excuse me. Been in. Oh, thank you, though. Okay. Gear the fuck up. I think I'm just gonna go back to my Minuteman outfit. I think Nick has it. Maybe. I think he does, anyway. Alright, I'm gonna gear the fuck up, and I will see you guys next time on Fallout 4. When we go to the Brotherhood and see what the fuck they want. Also, we now have a courser friend.
So, you ready to get this show on the road?
Oh, thank you. I got some things I need to do first. Anyway, see you guys next time. Goodbye.